The lie of luck. They told you success is about luck. They told you that people get lucky breaks. That success falls into the lap of those who are in the right place, at the right time, but what they didn't tell you is what happens before that moment. Before the stage, before the spotlight, before the applause, there are hundreds of days of silence. Thousands of hours of effort. Countless nights of showing up when nobody else would. You see, luck is random, but consistency is intentional. It's the athlete who trains for years before one moment of glory. It's the writer who rewrites a book 5 times before it becomes a bestseller. It's the student who studies daily when no one's watching, and then tops the exam out of nowhere. But it's never out of nowhere. It's always the result of consistent, invisible effort. So if you're sitting there wondering why you're not getting lucky, why you're still stuck, why things haven't changed, the answer isn't luck. The answer is, have you been consistent? Because success doesn't respond to how badly you want it. It responds to how often you show up for it. Music swell. Transition into Chapter 1, the myth of overnight success. We all love a good success story, but what we never see is the decade they spent in the dark. We don't see the rejections, the late nights, the burnouts, the doubts. We don't see the years of unnoticed videos, the empty rooms, the broken deals. All we see is the end result, and we call it overnight success. But the truth is, there is no such thing. Even Muniba Mazari, a global voice of resilience, didn't become a motivational icon by luck. She went through pain, she endured hardship, and she got up again. Not once. Not twice. But consistently. Every single day. So if you're measuring your progress by someone else's highlight reel, stop. If you're waiting for your big break, understand, it will only come after you've put in the work. Success is earned quietly, long before it is celebrated publicly. If you're not where you want to be yet, it doesn't mean you've failed. It just means you haven't been consistent long enough. Why consistency wins every time. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about the little moments, repeated, over and over again. You don't win by doing something once. You win by doing it even when it's boring. Even when you're tired. Even when the results are invisible. That's where most people fall. Not because they didn't start, but because they didn't stay. Let me tell you something powerful. Success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most consistent. You can be the most gifted artist, athlete, writer, speaker. But if you only show up once in a while, you'll lose to the one who shows up every single day, with less talent, but more grit. That's the secret. No one talks about consistency builds trust with yourself and the world. It tells your mind, I show up no matter what. It tells life, I'm serious. I'm ready. Even water, the softest substance, can cut through stone. But not because it's strong. Because it's consistent, and if water can do that, so can you. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. You don't need to know everything. You just need to keep going, because life rewards those who don't give up. Discipline is a muscle. Train it. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, like a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows through pain, through resistance, through repetition. No one wakes up with perfect self-control. Not the athletes. Not the writers. Not the leaders. What they do is train it. They choose structure over chaos. They choose long-term growth over short-term pleasure. They choose to stay in the game, even when it's tough. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you must treat discipline as your daily workout. Want to get fit? It's not the one-day intense workout, it's the daily habit. Want to grow your business? It's not the one viral post, it's showing up every single day. Want to change your life? Then build routines, not dreams. Every time you do what you said you do, even when you don't feel like it, your discipline muscle gets stronger. And with stronger discipline comes unstoppable momentum. That's how success is built. Motivation fades, routines don't. Let's be honest. Motivation feels good. It's that fire you feel after watching a powerful video, hearing a great speech, or reading a quote, but motivation doesn't last. It's a spark, not a fire. And when life gets hard, that spark dies. So what do you do when you don't feel like it? You rely on your routine. Because routine is greater than motivation. Routine means showing up even when it's raining. Even when you're broken. Even when nobody claps for you. You don't brush your teeth only when you're motivated. You do it because it's part of your day. That's what consistency means. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. So stop waiting for motivation. Start building discipline. Create a routine so solid, it carries you through the darkest days. Because the most successful people? They're not always the most passionate. They're just the most consistent. Real-life examples of consistent legends. Let's look at those who succeeded not because of luck, but because of daily, painful, relentless consistency. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team, practiced more than anyone else. Became a legend. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers. Kept writing. Became one of the best-selling authors in history. Muniba Mazari, paralyzed. Broken. Told she couldn't walk, paint, or live the same way. She didn't just survive, she inspired the world. These are not stories of luck. These are stories of unshakable consistency. They didn't stop when things got hard. They didn't stop when they were rejected. They didn't stop when they were alone. They kept going. That's the difference between people who almost made it and people who became legends. They were consistent, not for a day, not for a week, but for years, and you can do the same. The power of small daily habits. People think success requires some massive change. Like waking up one day and becoming a whole new person. But real success? It's found in the tiny habits. The boring ones. The invisible ones. It's waking up 10 minutes earlier. Drinking water instead of soda. Choosing 1 hour of learning instead of endless scrolling. Reading 5 pages a day. Saying no to what distracts you, and yes to what builds you. You don't change your life overnight. You change it inch by inch, habit by habit. Let me ask you, what are your daily habits saying about your future? Because your habits, not your dreams, decide your direction. The secret? Make the small things non-negotiable. Show up daily. Track your progress. Celebrate the tiny wins, because small things done consistently create massive results over time. Your mind is the battlefield. Success begins and ends in your mind. Your thoughts shape your actions. And your actions shape your results, but your mind will try to stop you. It will tell you, you're not good enough. You're too tired. You've failed before. Maybe you're just unlucky. And if you believe it, you'll give up. That's why you must train your mind the way a warrior trains. For battle, remind yourself, you are not your thoughts. You are what you do despite those thoughts. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Replace I can't with I will try. Replace I failed with I learned. Because the most powerful consistency isn't just in your actions. It's in your self-talk. It's the decision to keep believing when everything is trying to break you. Control your mind, or it will control you. And you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present and intentional. Consistency through pain and failure. Let's be real. Pain is part of the process. So is failure. So is loss. There will be days when you feel broken, alone, hopeless, and in those moments, you'll want to quit. But that's when you must stay consistent the most, because pain doesn't mean stop. It means grow. Failure doesn't mean you're unworthy. It means you're trying. Every person who made it failed. Every success story has a chapter of heartbreak. They didn't win because they avoided pain. They won because they showed up through the pain. Don't let your darkest days destroy your discipline. Use them to build it. You can cry. You can fall. You can feel tired. But don't stop. Don't let your emotions choose your direction. Let your commitment lead you, because if you can be consistent in pain, you'll be unstoppable in peace. Stop waiting for luck. Start showing up. Here's the hard truth. Most people don't fail because they're not lucky. They fail because they never start. Or they start, and they stop, again and again. They wait for the perfect day. The perfect feeling. The perfect timing, but you're not promised any of that. You don't need luck. You need to start showing up. Now, luck didn't write the book. Luck didn't run the marathon. Luck didn't build the business. Consistency did. So stop waiting. Start building. Start showing up like your future depends on it. Because it does. The more you show up, the more lucky you'll seem. But deep down, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was you. Be so consistent. They can't ignore you when you are consistent. You become unignorable. People will notice. Not because you shouted the loudest, but because you showed up when everyone else quit. At first, they'll doubt you. Then they'll mock you. Then they'll admire you. And one day, they'll ask how you did it. Be the person who doesn't need to explain. Let your consistency speak louder than your words. Work in silence. Let your results scream. Every time you stay committed, you get stronger. Every day you show up, you prove your power. Every act of discipline is a brick in your empire, and when they finally see your success, they'll say, "You're so lucky." But you'll know better. You'll know the truth. Your future is built in the present. You are not here by accident. You're listening because something inside you is ready to rise. You're tired of waiting for miracles. Tired of waiting for luck, and you've realized you are the miracle. Success doesn't come to the lucky. It comes to those who show up every day, with fire in their soul, with discipline in their bones, with purpose in their steps. You don't need a perfect plan. You need consistent effort, and if you commit to that, truly commit, nothing can stop you. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't doubt. Your future is being built, right now. And it's being built by every decision you make. Every step you take. Every time you choose consistency over comfort. This is your time. This is your story. Go make it legendary. Talent without consistency is wasted potential. You've probably met someone incredibly talented. Maybe they sing like an angel, write like a poet, or have ideas that could change the world. But somehow, they never make it. Why? Because talent without consistency is like a seed never watered. It has the potential to grow into a giant tree, but if it's never nurtured, it dies unknown. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards effort. You don't need to be the best. You need to be the one who shows up when it's hard, keeps going when it's slow, and never stops just because no one's watching. Consistency builds trust with yourself. You don't just need others to believe in you, you need to believe in yourself. And self-belief isn't just born from motivational videos, it's earned. Every time you do what you said you would do, your mind learns, I can trust myself. That's the foundation of unshakable confidence. Not luck. Not applause. But the quiet trust that grows from keeping your promises to yourself, one day at a time. When you're tired, work anyway. Success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's not about waiting for the perfect morning, the perfect mood, or the perfect mindset. Sometimes, you'll be tired, drained, even broken. But if you work anyway, even at 50%, even at 20%, you're proving something powerful to yourself and the world. You're saying, even on my worst day, I move forward. And that makes you unstoppable. Progress over perfection. So many people delay action waiting for the right way to begin. They want to be perfect before they start. But the truth is, you get better by doing, not by waiting. Perfection is a trap. What you need is progress. Show up messy. Try, fail, try again. That's how consistency creates success. Not in one leap, but in thousands of imperfect, brave steps. The power of compound effort. Every time you show up, even in a small way, you're adding to something called compound effort. Just like money compounds in the bank, so does effort. One push-up becomes 10. One video becomes a channel. One client becomes a business. You may not see results in the first week, but over time, that effort becomes unstoppable momentum. Mastery belongs to the repetitive. Look at the masters in any field: musicians, athletes, surgeons, speakers. What do they all have in common? Repetition. They do the same thing, over and over, until the world calls them brilliant. But brilliance isn't born. It's built through boredom, practice, and patience. So stop looking for excitement and start falling in love with repetition. Success is found in the boring stuff. Success often hides in the things most people skip. Waking up early. Saying no to distractions. Repeating the same workout. Writing the 50th script. Reading the 30th book. Most of these things aren't glamorous. But those who do them anyway, they become the ones everyone admires later. Because consistency in the boring stuff leads to results that aren't boring at all. There will be no applause at first. In the beginning, no one will clap for you. No one will share your work. No one will praise your habits. And that's okay. Because you're not doing it for the applause, you're doing it for the outcome. Let the silence sharpen your purpose. Let the loneliness build your strength. Because the ones who succeed, they keep going even when the world is quiet. Even one step counts. Don't underestimate a small step. A 5-minute workout. 1 page written. 1 phone call made. It may seem like nothing, but it's everything. Because one step forward is always better than standing still. Over time, these steps add up. One day, you'll look back and realize, those tiny steps changed your whole life. Show up even when it feels pointless. There will be days when your mind says, why am I even doing this? Your results might not be visible. Your energy might feel low. But those are the days that matter most. Because anyone can show up when things are exciting. But if you can stay loyal to your goal when it feels pointless, you'll find meaning in places others never reach. You are building a legacy, not just a life. Consistency isn't just about success, it's about legacy. Your daily actions today shape how people will remember you tomorrow. Are you the person who gave up, or the one who stayed committed through every storm? Every action, every day, is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life story. Paint something powerful. Focus on effort, not outcomes. You can't always control results. Sometimes you'll work hard and still fail. But what you can control, always, is your effort. And the universe has a strange way of rewarding consistent effort in unexpected ways. Don't chase the prize. Chase the process. Everyone starts at zero. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master once felt lost. Every leader once followed. You're not behind, you're just starting. And if you stay consistent, you'll be amazed how far you can go from zero to greatness. You already have what it takes. You don't need to wait for someone to discover you. You don't need permission. You don't need to become someone else. What you need, you already have. Courage, discipline, potential. All you need now is consistency. The only way to fail is to quit. Want the ultimate truth? The only real failure is quitting. If you keep going, no matter how slow, how messy, or how hard, you're still in the game. You're still learning. You're still growing. And that means you haven't lost. Keep going. Keep building. Keep showing up.